Columbia, and Nancy Smith, the general manager, is with us to tell us all about it. Nancy, first of all, congratulations for coming back.
Thank you. And we are thrilled to be back and thrilled for everyone to come and find their moment at the 2021 South Carolina State Fair.
Now, last year, of course, people may remember that because of COVID, you didn't have the fair, but you did give us our fair food fix.
We did. We had our first ever drive through South Carolina State Fair. We had a few of the exhibits, and we also had your food. You know, food is very important for us in South Carolina.
It is.
Food, you know,
it's all about the French fries, lady.
That's it. That's it. So we made sure you had a little bit of that, and I'll have to add, you know, everything about COVID was not negative because it went so well in October. We decided, well, maybe we'll bring back a little bit of snippet of food fair for y'all to have just a little bit more in April. And I'm happy to say y'all came out and it was fun. You had a little bit more fair food, and thinking that, you know, we might even do that again next April. But
I think that is so good because I think that was ingenious because the food is such a big part of the fair experience.
It is, and you know, you can only get it. The fair is a little bit different because we only have 12 days here. So that gives you another little avenue. So be looking on, you know, a little bit later on in next year. We might just be bringing a little snippet of your fair food back in April again. So
that would be great because I'm sure it was good for the vendors. I'm sure the vendors were appreciative of the opportunity to be able to come out. I mean, because look, this is work for them too. They've got jobs too.
That's a great point. I think when they came in October, you know, I tell everybody, I think one thing I will remember about the 2020 fair is, you know, how very thankful everyone was. And they were so thankful that we had the drive-through fair, and our patrons were thankful that we were there to give them, you know, a little snippet of their fair. But the food concessionaires were just so thankful because that's a great point, Trey, because for many of them, this was the first business they had all year long. So everyone is looking forward with great anticipation for this October the 13th through the 24th.
Yeah, I want to mention one more thing that I thought it was so well organized. You know, there were several lines people could go through. Both times I went, well, 3 times. I went 2 times the first one and then 1 time. I mean, the lines really moved swiftly.
Thank you. And that's amazing. I think that's one thing about the fair industry, if people don't know. You know, that's one thing I love about our industry. We're not in competition with each other.
Right.
We serve to make each other better and Fortunately, the South Carolina State Fair is later in the season.
Yeah.
So by the time all of that rolled around, other fairs had had some drive-throughs, and we learned what not to do. And they were happy to share that with us. But our staff here did a fabulous job of, getting that drive-through just right, and you were able to come in and enjoy a little bit of fair food, and it was a pleasant experience for the most part. So,
Well, it's so exciting that you said that it works so well that you may try it again next year, because that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful.
yes,
But people can actually have their fair food and, their fair rides and everything else, because the fair is coming, and it is your moment to enjoy the South Carolina State Fair. So first of all, it is October the 13th through the 24th, right?
October 13th through 24th. You're right. Those are
Yeah.
our 12 days of fun.
12 days of fun. Now, what is different this year, this this new year of the state fair? I'm sure you've got some COVID protocols in place, Nancy.
Yes, and we always say, more than anything, we know that patron safety is always our number one concern, and that has not changed. We're very cognizant of everything that's of course been going on with COVID and beyond. And so we are, always following the latest CDC guidelines and local guidelines. We know now that there is currently a mask ordinance in effect for the city of Columbia and Richland County as well. So we are, following all of that, and we will certainly continue to do that. We will have some increased hand sanitation stations throughout the grounds, and we've really tried to do some more limited contact payment options. We're really trying to encourage folks to go online or either at a Circle K store and purchase their tickets, and they can just scan that when you come in the gate, rather than having to go to the gate and purchase the ticket. And that's just more avenues of contact. So we're really trying to encourage that, and just having much more signage around the grounds, everything, taking all of that into consideration. And I think it's also important, Trey, for the folks to know that, as we talked about our concessionaires a little bit earlier, they're very cognizant of all those safety concerns as well, and they've been doing fairs now, thankfully, for the last little while, and they have put all those protocols in place. And our North American Midway Entertainment is our ride provider, and food and rides are very important at the fair. But
yeah,
I wanted to share with everyone that our ride providers have actually have a pandemic supervisor in place, that they have started this early on in 2020, and they've also retained the services of a well respected physician that advises them on the COVID protocols, and they will be sanitizing between rides and watching the lines. And so throughout the fairgrounds, and all of the areas, we are taking the safety protocol into consideration this year, of course, for your safety.
Right. So as you said, hand sanitizer. Now, are people going to be required to wear masks at the fair? Is that a requirement? I know you mentioned, obviously, we are in Richland County. The city of Columbia does have a mask mandate. You are be doing temperature checks. I see, not feeling well, self check for COVID symptoms before visiting the fair. Will you have temperature check stations as people are coming in?
No, we will not be doing temperature checks. We are, and in answer to your question about the mask ordinance, right now, as we said, the mask ordinance is in effect for the city of Columbia. We are in the city of Columbia.
Right.
So right now that will be the protocol for us. COVID's an ever-changing situation, but we are changing with that as well. What we're really, wanted people to take into consideration is, as we said, just, take your own self into consideration. And if you're not feeling well, as much as we would love to have you, we're asking people to, just take a few days off and, do the responsible thing. And for us here at the fair, we are, we just want everyone to know that we believe the very best way to protect yourself against COVID is to get your vaccine. So we just want everyone to be safe, and we are, following those protocols.
Yeah. A couple of other things that are coming to the South Carolina State Fair. You mentioned tickets, and that people can actually go online so that they can limit the amount of touch or person to person contact. Tickets are already on sale, and we're looking at the website now. As you said, Nancy, people can go ahead and purchase their fair tickets and their ride tickets online, correct?
Yes. And I would encourage everyone to do that. Not only is it going to be easier for you when you arrive at the gate because you'll already have your ticket, but it's save money.
Wow.
Money. It's like up to, half off. It's a really good savings this year if you can purchase prior to fair opening, which is October the 13th. So if you purchase prior to then, it would be much easier for you. Now, you still can purchase, online all during the fair and at your Circle K stores, but I would encourage you to do that early, as I said, through October the 12th for some really good savings for you.
Yeah, we're looking at the website now. The discount online ticket is only $10. That is awesome, and it can be used any day. Like you said, that's up to October 12th, 50% off during the fair. It it's still a discount, but it's best to get it before. It's $15 again any day. The fair is open. General admission, as we see at the gate, is more, 6 to 54, $20, 0 to 5 is free, and then 55 and older senior citizens are $15. And then you've got some special admission deals. You want to talk about that? Because the lunch brunch is always a great thing.
Right. Well, opening day is the 13th, and opening day it's just $5 admission, and that
Great.
is, $5, and that's at the gate only. You can't purchase that in advance. But we open at 12 noon on the 13th, and that's a good time for that. As you said, food here again is always real important. We instituted our lunch bunch deal quite a few years ago. So you can come into the fairgrounds on weekdays, not the opening Wednesday because we don't open until a little bit later then, but Monday through Friday from 12 to 2 p.m. And you give us your $15, and you can come in and look at everything you want and eat buy all your yummy food. And if you exit by 2 p.m., you get your $15 back. And we did that to encourage professionals from around Columbia downtown, and it has really worked, because those of you who have been to the fairgrounds during those hours, you can see folks that maybe are not in their normal fair attire. They may have on heels and some ties, but we're excited to give them an opportunity to come. So that's going to be moving on for us this year. And we encourage everybody to mark your calendar for the lunch bunch. So.
Right. We're talking to Nancy Smith with the South Carolina State Fair. It is back and better than ever. We've been talking about the COVID protocol they have in place, and also now we're talking about the special admission deals, where if you buy your tickets online prior to the fair, you can get up to 50% off. I love that you've got this new family fun pack. I was looking at that. I think that's a great deal, Nancy.
That is. And we had several years ago, we had a family fun pack. Now we've brought it back, so that's a great savings. You can buy the family fun pack, includes 4 admission tickets, 2 ride vouchers, and then something else that we started several years ago. This will be our third year to preview our Carolina Lights, which is our holiday light show.
Yeah.
In the Lexington Medical Center Fair Park. And you can get all of that, which is $176, as you can see there, for $105. So,
that's amazing.
And
4
yes,
tickets, two ride vouchers, and then come back in the winter for Carolina Ride. That's a great deal.
And that promotion, if you'll notice, it goes through October the 19th. We ran that one a little bit longer. So if you forget the extra savings, before the 13th, you just hop on there and get that family fun pack. We'd encourage you to do that through October the 19th. And we're very excited about Carolina Lights. We are it has grown a lot over the years, and we're really looking forward to even more fun this year in the month of October.
Right, right. And then, of course, I skipped the rides, but I want to go back to the ride vouchers. It says here that you can exchange a ride voucher for a pay one price wristband to enjoy unlimited rides, even on the weekends. That's cool.
Yep, rides are lots of fun for people. A lot of people come to not only eat that yummy food and, of course, see all the agriculture.
That's right.
But they come to ride as well, and the discount tickets for the ride vouchers are $25. That's a really good deal. And you're right, Trey, you can exchange that ride voucher for a pay one price wristband any day of the fair, which means you put that wristband on and you can ride all day long that day. As long as your heart desires, or as long as your heart can take.
It can take it, right?
Yeah, if you don't really want to ride that much, you can exchange your ride voucher for some ride coupons. So if you have some, folks that are not as much into riding, you can split that up and give it divvy out the coupons for the rides that they like. So you have a little choice there.
Now I see you've got the Midway Express Access Pass, which is always cool. It gives you front of the line to ride.
That's offered through our Midway company, and that you will get that when you get on grounds after you buy your tickets, and that's $15, and it allows you to get to the front of the line with all of the rides on the grounds here. So
that's great.
If you're a real rider, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Listen, all of this information is right here at scstatefair.org. We're on the ride and admission page. We're going back to the front, the front page. Now, let's talk about a couple of the things that we can see at the fair. Anything? The circus is back. That's great.
Yes, the circus is back. If you recall, in 2019, that was our 150th anniversary, and we previewed the circus that year. That was a big step for us. We didn't have our big grandstand area, but the circus was very, very well received, and I was, we were so excited about that. I think the circus kind of says what the fair is all about. We're tradition and family, and the families that came, and of course the individuals as well, but they really enjoyed the circus. And so we're looking forward to bringing this circus back. Don't worry, it will be in a new tent, and we've got some great new acts on there. Ian Garden is our ringmaster, and he's got some really exciting things for us as we preview everything this year. I can tell you that globe of death, those people do stuff I would never try. I think they're going to have up to 4 motorcycles in that thing at one time. So
Wow.
I wouldn't do it, but I'm happy that they're here helping us with that.
That's right. That's right.
And then we have, as you see, the Serena sisters. They're they can do all kinds of things with their body that I don't think I could do, when I was born. And the Wheel of Destiny, that's a pretty high wheel there, and he's doing some crazy stuff on that. So,
we always love juggling.
That's right. Juggling's very good. And then I'm really interested to see this next one, the Upside Down Man. I think that's kind of going to throw us off a little bit, but these folks that you're seeing here, when I was reading all of their bios, it's just amazing for anyone that reads some of the bios. These families, they're generations that have been working with the different circuses, and so all of that and more at this year's fair at your circus. And the circus, we need to let you know, is free. We'll have 3 shows a day, and I'm excited even to see our big tent. Our tent, I think we'll be the second fair to use our big tent, and it will be larger, so that will be just great, taking COVID into consideration and everything. So don't forget the circus at the fair this year.
Circus at the fair. Like Nancy said, it's free with your circus admission. 3 shows daily, 2, 4:30, and 7:30 at the South Carolina State Fair. We're talking to Nancy Smith. She's general manager of the South Carolina State Fair. It's coming back October 13th through the 24th. Some other things you want to talk about? Rides, Carol, anything else? What else you think?
Well, I think we also have some really pretty fun roving exhibit. Roving entertainers on grounds. We have a group this year called the Roving Giants.
Oh, wow.
Stilt walkers. And one thing that's going to be pretty interesting, I'm seeing it at another fair, but we're going to have a strolling piano. So you can kind of stroll and play and sing at the same time. Folks like our entertainment. And then, of course, don't forget, we'll have our all of our oldies but goodies will be back. Carl Brunson is going to be under the Main Street Entertainment stage. People like to just sit in there and have a little food and listen to him and do a little dancing. The robo cars are back, and we're also going to have your favorites. As we said, the fair would not be the fair without the racing pigs. So Swifty Swine and Swifty Swine will be back this year, and then we're going to be having our big 75-ton sand sculpture that will be in the Goodman building. People are always interested, to see what you might be able to find in the sand sculpture this year. So Lots of those great things. And I think one thing, Spear's roots, Trey, are in agriculture. We've talked a lot about
Yes.
all that fun food. Of course, food, has to do with agriculture as well. But I think something that I wanted to make sure the people knew about, that all of our patrons are aware of, is, we're not the largest fair as far as grounds go, but we've really tried to incorporate a little bit more of agriculture this year. So several years ago, we started what we called our Heritage Village, and we are bringing that back this year. We're adding a few things to it, and that's at the north end of the fairgrounds in Hampton Plaza. It's the grassy area there, and really Heritage Village just kind of gives you a little snippet of a little educational process of how America was made and how everything was done back then, and how we've progressed. But it's a real educational experience. We have an American Heritage Museum that's very interesting. There's a guy there that does tinsmithing. We'll have a wooden bowl turner. He'll be turning some bowls, the old-timey way. A potter will be there making yellowware pottery. And, we'll throw in a little bit of entertainment with Fairwinds Entertainment in like a old-timey show, a dime museum, like they used to do back then. And this year we'll have broom making and leather making and some, all kinds of old crafts. It's very interesting. But this year we have something new. We have added a glass blower to the Heritage Village area. And I have actually seen what this gentleman does, and it's so fine. I picked it up when I was at one of the shows, and I thought, this looks like plastic. It's almost so fine, but it's amazing, and we're looking forward to that. I always, it interests me to see all of the talent. So that will be in Heritage Village, along with all of the other things that your South Carolina State Fair offers. I think it's important to know how talented all of you folks are throughout the state of South Carolina, because we have representation from every county in the state with our exhibits, whether that's quilting or fine art or student art or those yummy baked goods that everyone enters, from flowers to everything else. And then I see, as we're flipping through there, it also would not be the fair now with our own chicken man.
The chicken man.
The chicken man is back. We cannot do without the chicken man. And I think this is an interesting story. How Ernest got his start at the fair. We're very cognizant of safety, as we said all along. And several years ago, there was something called avian influenza. Well, because of that, we were not able to bring any birds into our small stock area. And of course, that's where the chickens and the rabbits are.
Right.
So being the fair, we just do what we need to do and we keep on going. So we thought, well, we can have some posters on how to do things safely. We had some things in there about how to build your own chicken coop. We didn't have to have chickens because, people have chickens in town now. We had the barnyard cackle where they could entertain you a little bit. And I thought, well, why can't we have our own chicken man? We have a chicken man.
That's ingenious.
Interesting. That's how Ernest got his start. And we
Wow.
love Ernest, and he loves the fair, and we're really looking forward to Ernest coming back.
That is an interesting story. Who knew that? So
Yeah.
from there, that's where he really kind of blew up, so to speak. He became really popular.
He did, yeah. Well, at the fair. He
Right,
did.
at the
He
fair,
he was way popular before the fair, but I think it's interesting to see that even though Ernest is an artist, he's not in the Canty building with the fine art and the student art, but it's a perfect spot for him. He's in the small stock area where the chickens and the rabbits are. So
You paint chickens.
I just think that's something that really makes it even more unique about your South Carolina State Fair. And I think if you see Ernest, he will tell you he loves his spot at the fair. We love having him. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of creation he's going to come up with our moments this year. So
yeah, I live near where he. I live in the 5 Points area, historic Waverly, actually, and he actually has his things set up right, near me. So I pass him every day, and my grandson loves the chicken man.
I know right where that is.
The house.
Yes. And I have I'm looking around in my office. I have some Ernest Lee in my office right now. So
yeah. You gotta have some chicken man.
I got to have some. You got to have your chicken man. You just can't not do it. So
this is the sandscape you were talking about. This is so amazing.
Yes, and I think the theme "It's Your Moment" will lend itself well to lots of fun things with the sand sculpture. Those folks actually come from California. I don't know how many people know that, and they have been at the South Carolina. They've been with the South Carolina State Fair for over 25 years.
Wow.
So, the fair is kind of like family when we come back. To do our things at the fair each year. We see a lot of people that we've not seen, so it's exciting for us. So
yeah, and you know what, I love that because it is so much more than the food and the rides. This is a great way not only to showcase local or national or regional crafters, so to speak, and bakers and all types of people, but it's just so much more to see with the South Carolina State Fair. So it's an education, it's an enjoyment, it's celebration. It's so much to see.
It is. And I think tradition, you kind of hit on that too. It's just, it's it's a real picture of everything that South Carolina has to offer and more. In the livestock area, we have the dairy cattle, beef cattle, we have sheep and goats, and then we have the meat goats, and we do a lot with the 4-H and FFA folks, but just so many things. It's amazing when you think about, everything that you can do at the fair, because now once you pay your admission, and if you buy that $10 in advance, once you pay your admission, and there's nothing else as far as the entertainment and looking at things that you have to pay. The only thing you pay once you're inside the grounds, or you pay for your food and you pay for your rides. So when you think about, all of the exhibit buildings and, all of the shows and the roving entertainment, and just being able to go and look at some of those, those great exhibits. I think the family farms and the Ellison building and all the great student and fine art, and then our commercial exhibitors. And you touched on it a little bit, Trey. We have a local folks in the roof building, that have started businesses, and we're excited to have those as well. So it's just a whole lots of stuff to do at the South Carolina State Fair.
There's a lot to do. Come find your moment and your favorite thing to do. We're looking here at the petting zoo. That's always great for the kids.
Yeah, that's another thing we really like, because lots of times some of those animals you never see but at the fair. But for lots of folks, when they come to the fair, especially the kids now, with less than 2% of American families going into farming, it's so important for them to have an agricultural education when they come to the fair. And for many, this is the only time they get to, see the dairy cattle, or the beef cattle, or the sheep and the swine and chickens, or there's the ram there. It's exciting. So
the chicken review, the chicken singing show. I love to sing.
Yeah, the barnyard cackle, that's really cute. The barnyard cackle will be back. You never know, the hens pop up and they tell jokes, and then it's a little bit of an educational arena there as well. While you're being entertained, you're also being educated. So
I love that. It's so much, and that's why you really should come back more than one day, because sometimes you can't see everything in one day at the fair.
We like for you to say that, Trey, to come back more than one day. And I see we're on cookies right now.
We're on the cookie kitchen, because I wanted to mention the new expanded cookie kitchen. Who doesn't love cookies and milk?
Who doesn't like the 2 for $1 cookies and 50-cent milk? And it's so popular until we have moved your South Carolina State Fair Cookie Kitchen to a place of its own. It's right next door. You don't have to go far. It's right next door to the Moore building in the Rosewood Salon. And we have a big expanded cookie kitchen for you, so you can come in and we'll give you some opportunity to social distance in there to get your cookies, and go in one door and you come out the other. But that's another thing, Trey. I think a funny story with that, as I said, fairs are not in competition with each other, but years ago we visited another fair, and I think it was Minnesota. They're the cookie guru fair, but we copied that from them.
Really?
And we were able to we brought our own cookie kitchen to the fair, and it has, as you know, it's been very successful and very popular. So we're excited to have the cookie kitchen in a new location this year.
But you know what, and this is such a simple thing, cookies and milk. You know what I'm saying, Nancy? But if you are having an experience, this is a place where you can have an experience, because cookies and milk is so, I mean, that's like apple pie.
It is, but it's just something about it. Sometimes people get their cookies and milk, and they'll either sit at one of the picnic tables out there, or maybe sit in the rocking chair and rock and have their cookies. And I think that's another thing about the fair that was really brought to my attention, made me even more thankful than ever to be in the industry that I'm in with the fair. Last year when we had the drive-through fair, people really liked it. They really appreciated it. But we found out how much people miss their in-person South Carolina State Fair. And not only did they miss it, but how much it means to them. And I think part of that is tradition. We are we really have things that we do. I know my family, I don't know, many of us can think about the traditions that we had for the fair. And my dad always worked, but I remember, of course, I'm a little bit gray haired now here, but when I was growing up, we always had a day off, and I don't care what they said it was for. We knew it was because we were going to the fair out of school. So that was the one day I can remember that my daddy, took off, and there were 4 girls in my family, and mom and dad. So all 6 of us loaded up, and I remember that to this day. Things have changed a lot, but there's still some things that are the same. And I think for our people in South Carolina, and our nation as well, we need some good times at your South Carolina State Fair. And this year, I can tell you folks, I'm just praying more than ever that we will have a wonderful, good, and safe fair. And we know that we couldn't do it without the people in South Carolina that support us and care about their fair. And I thank you more than ever for that. And we are really looking forward to being back and letting everybody find their moment at this
That's
South
right.
Carolina.
Find your moment at the South Carolina State Fair. We didn't talk about the rides. We all it's no we look, and rides are rides, you know, and we all love the rides. Those of us who love the rides love the rides. But I do want to talk a little bit about the competition. Now, people have already entries are closed right now for the competition. Right? Correct.
That's
Right.
correct. Entries closed. You can always remember you can enter July 1 through September 1. So the months of July and August, but all the entries have closed. And now we will begin to take in the items to get ready to set up the buildings. Like that would be student art and fine art and flowers and home and craft, and all of the livestock will come in a little bit later on, but
Right.
all of those other things are happening now, and it's just amazing to see a building like the Canty building, which is 40,000 square feet. It's all empty. When you come in and it's all empty, and within a few days, I guess a couple of weeks, it's transformed into what you see.
Yeah.
When you walk into it. And I think the Moore building, where all of those great crafts are, where all the sewing and the toll painting, and cross stitching and woodworking, everything. And that's all where the yummy baked goods are. And it is just amazing to see the staff that works behind the scenes here getting that ready for you. So those items are being taken in, and they'll be displayed for everyone to come. And if that's your particular moment, one of the moments is the blue ribbon. If that's your moment in entering and winning, and you love to watch all of those kinds of things and see them on display, it's your time. So
yeah. When is judging? I always wanted to know that.
Judging, yeah, that's a good question. And judging happens at different times. Like, just to give you a little inside scoop, student art and fine art come in first, and then so they'll be judged, like in a week or so. After a week after they come in, and they'll be judged. And then the Moore building, with all of the everything but baked goods, comes in a little bit earlier, and they'll be judged within a week of them coming in. And then the baked goods come in like 2 days before the fair, because we like for them to be as fresh as
yeah.
And just a tidbit for that too, in case we do get this question, well, what do y'all do with the part of the cake and stuff that you cut off? Well, we do give that to different soup kitchens and
that's
shelters
good to know.
around town. So we figured that was, just a waste, and we try to do more of that every year, and then still give the patron, a little snippet to see of what won. But that's an inside scoop too. So, and then later on, agriculture comes in, and they're kind of judged in stages. And then, but some of the things we have judged during the fair, that would be our the camellia show comes in during fair time, the cut horticulture in the Canty building comes in during fair time, and then we're having a scarecrow contest. We started that in 2019. That will be done during the fair, and then we're having a pumpkin decorating contest, and that's done during the fair too. So check the schedule and see some of those things. And of course, the livestock is constant. It's constantly judged, during the fair. The dairy cattle comes in first, and then we have a little day for changeover in the barn to get everything fresh and clean, and then the beef cattle comes in, and then the swine come in their area first, and then that's turned over, and the sheep come in, and that's turned over, and the goats come in, and then the horses are going on down in the equine area, and then after that, the last weekend, the mule and donkeys come in. So it's just a lot that's going on, and a lot of excitement, along the way. So
people can go to South Carolina scstatefair.org for more information. You can see the calendar up on the screen now. Now you can plan your visit as the calendar says, find out about the attractions, the entertainment, the competitions, as Nancy was just telling us about, and all of the great prizes, as we just heard Nancy say, 50% off if you buy your tickets online. And of course, opening day is just $5. The great deal, they've got the family pack, which includes 2 admission, ride voucher, and then tickets for the Carolina Lights. That is only $105. That is such a great deal. So you can definitely find your moment at the South Carolina State Fair. We're talking to Nancy Smith with the South Carolina State Fair. Visit scstatefair.org for more information. Music, entertainment is always a big thing at the fair. And this year, you're featuring a very popular Latino act, Nancy.
We are, we're excited to bring them back this year, or to bring a group to the fair this year.
Yeah.
And that date will be Sunday, October the 17th. So you don't want to miss that. And as you said, that's on our Pepsi Place stage. And I think we talked about this a little bit earlier. We don't have our large grandstand area as we used to, but because we're trying to feature some more of our local acts, but we always want to, try to have some different things on there, some old and some new. So we are excited to bring these folks here with us for the Latino act this year. Artists.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to a fun Sunday. So it should be a lot of fun.
That's great. And that's a Sunday, October 17th at 7 p.m. We got a lot of other acts, but I wanted to mention Ron Diamond, who's been here before and has been working for 25 years. People always love hypnotics and illusion, and he's a good one.
He is, Trey, and I'll have to tell you, when I've been here so long, I remember, when we first thought, ooh, should we have a hypnotist? We're not really sure how that will go over.
Wow.
If you've not seen Ron Diamond, he's a special kind of hypnotist. The fair really looks very hard at, what we bring here. Ron's a great guy, and he has been with us before, so he will be back. He will be on the Pepsi Play stage of this year. That's a little bit different. We've done a little bit of configuration with our stages this year, but Ron will be back, and there's funny stuff that happens on those stages during hypnotist times. So we're excited to welcome Ron back this year.
And he'll be there the 13th through the 24th. So if you miss him one day, you can certainly check him out on one of your other days to the state fair. Now, of course, we talked about fair food, and that is always a big thing at the fair. And this year, you actually have some new food. Tell us about that.
If your moment has anything to do with food, one of our moments is the crunch, and the crunch means that's corn. We're going to be having roasted corn this year.
I love roasted corn.
Yes, and it's South Carolina grown corn. It's going to be South Carolina grown corn. Now, it could be rolled in some kind of strange things, maybe like some Parmesan cheese or some fire hot Cheetos, I've heard. So,
oh my goodness.
Different ways you can have your corn, and you can, if you're not, really, if you really don't want to have it on the cob, you can get yourself a cup of corn as well. So that's good.
Well, you know what, Nancy? I noticed that during the drive-through fair there was roasted corn.
Yes, and that's where that's another little COVID thing. You're paying strict attention there.
Yes.
Good. We thought, well, this is great, and fair's roots are in agriculture, so South Carolina grown corn is going to be good. We'll also have some boiled peanuts. I think 2019 was the first year we had boiled peanuts, so that's not new, but it's second year. But those will be South Carolina grown peanuts as well. So I think that's important to let you folks know. And then if you have a little heartier appetite, the Steak and Egg Sundae.
Oh my goodness!
Beef and fries, and then a fried egg on the side. Just kind of wondering how that's going to taste myself. But who knows? It's fair, so you can try it here.
Yeah, and it's always some interesting combinations at the fair.
Yeah. And the other thing we have new, it's a deep fried lava cake. So that's going to be something fried, of course. And I think it's going to have a little bit of a cake with some chocolate inside and some chocolate drizzled on the outside and some powdered sugar. So that sounds exciting. But one of the big new things we're having that we've not had at the fair is a seafood concession. So you'll be able to get some different types of seafood this year for the first time at the South Carolina State Fair. So that will be well marked that it's seafood there.
And that's great because a lot of people not only like seafood, there are a lot of people who don't eat. Now, I'm a vegetarian, so I'm not even gonna, it used to be a time where I was pescatarian and would have loved the seafood, and now that's why I'm so excited about the corn, because I'm always looking for options for me. But I love that you're doing the seafood because one, people love seafood, and two, it's just another type of food that people can enjoy.
That's right. And then we also have, Trey, just breaking news, we're going to have a different kind of cinnamon roll this year. It's going to have apple caramel cinnamon roll. So
that sounds good.
Yeah, we have our big cinnamon rolls anyway. So the apple caramel cinnamon roll is the new food hot off the press, right? So, I think we talked a little bit earlier about people love their fair food. So these are some new options to add. If your moment is really food, then we have several new options for you to come and take advantage of it this year's fair.
Wow. Like Nancy said, if your moment is food, and that's a lot of people's moments, then you've got some great new options, including, again, I'm excited about the roasted corn. I know many of you will be excited about the seafood concessions. And so this is some great news from the South Carolina State Fair.
That's right.
Get your moment with the food.
Come and enjoy.
I did see that there are a couple of new rides. So for those ride enthusiasts, let's talk a little bit about a couple of those new rides that you do have at the South Carolina State Fair.
We do, and that's getting a little bit more exciting. I think I'm going to have some. I might have to come back on and have some more inside scoop because I've heard we're going to get a few more new rides. But
wow,
yes, and I don't know what that is right now, but I can tell you, hold on, look out, because it might be more. But we have a great, what we call a kiddie land Midway, and I think that's one of my favorite places to go and watch the kids. Their eyes are about as big as saucers when they get on some of the rides. So we have a new ride called Dumbo. That's the elephant ride, and I saw the pictures, and you can see it there. It's really cute, and then I think another one of our kiddie rides is the teacup ride.
Yeah, that's
how cute
nice.
is that? So kids love it, and we have, as I said, North American Midway Entertainment. We call them NAME as our Midway provider, and they do a great job of that. And they also have done a good job of having some extra seating around, where
Oh,
families can sit and watch the kids. And
oh,
then
that's
some
great.
tents for cover for that. So, but stay tuned, because I think we're going to have some other announcements with rides as well.
Wow.
Yes.
That would be great. That would be
Yes.
great. So listen, just keep the information coming on the South Carolina State
That's it.
Fair.
Yep. That's one thing good about COVID. I said I've never been on this ride so long in my life. It's like a roller coaster. Now I have to say,
I know.
I could be ready to get off of it, but we're really glad the period is coming. But
Well,
it just gives us a little bit more excitement to throw in there for all of you folks to look forward to. So
absolutely.
stay tuned. You never know. So
absolutely. Go to the State Fair website for more information on everything involving the State Fair, all of the attractions and the entertainment. And we didn't talk a little bit about entertainment, but entertainment is always great at the State Fair. Several different stages, several great pieces of entertainment, and roving entertainment. The circus is back at the fair, and of course, great prizes. Don't forget to check out scstatefair.org for more information on the South Carolina State Fair. And Nancy has been so gracious to give us some tickets to give away to you. So keep listening and watching for your chance to win tickets and enjoy your moment at the South Carolina State Fair. Nancy, this is incredible. This is amazing. Congratulations. I'm excited for you about the fair. It's always, like you said, such a great time for family and friends to come together. And like you said, listen, we need some good, we need to make some good memories. And so where else but at the State Fair?
We need some good times and some fun. And Trey, I think it's important, and I know you and I have talked about this a lot, that why we do everything we do. We know
Right.
fair's roots are in agriculture, but our name may be a little bit confusing for some people. We're the South Carolina State Fair, but I just want everyone to know we're not state supported. We're a 501c3. We're a not-for-profit, and just to let you know that we realize, we could not do what we do without the support of all of you. That even when we didn't have our regular fair and only had the drive-through last year, your South Carolina State Fair still stayed true to its mission of education, and we still awarded our $300,000 in scholarships to graduating seniors that attend an in-state school or university. And that Ride of Your Life scholarship class has already been announced for this year. And to let you know, it's those scholarships are throughout they represent the entire state of South Carolina, because they're awarded throughout each congressional district. So it's so heartwarming to be able to call some of those folks and tell them they won a scholarship. So when you come here and, as I say, ride those rides and eat that yummy food and see all the great things that your South Carolina State Fair has to offer, you're the reason, and you're making a difference and helping to make South Carolina better by educating our young adults. And we are so thankful that we can do that. This is our 27th year for doing that.
Wow. And I'm glad you did mention that, because people are confused about how the state fair runs and why is it just good times and, great things. And it is, but like you said, you're a nonprofit organization, 501c3, and are giving away scholarships for young people that need them.
That's right. And we also, we've been working with the Salvation Army for years now. We give our buildings during the month of November and December for families, helping families. And, when the flood came through, we gave back to the community for that. We've helped for, of course, with COVID, for vaccination, testing sites, and then vaccination sites as well. So we want everyone to know that, we're really cognizant of everything that's gone on and is still going on with COVID. So that's, as I said, I think at the beginning of the show, that we know our number one concern is patron safety, and that has not changed, Trey. We know if we have to have a safe fair. So we are certainly, doing our due diligence and taking everything into consideration. And we are just thankful, I think is the word I would use. Thankful to be back. And as I said, I'm just, I feel like we need it now more than ever. And my prayer is that we would be able to have a great, fun, safe fair for folks to come and find their moment at this year's fair.
All right. Find your moment at the South Carolina State Fair. It is going on in Columbia, South Carolina at the fairgrounds, October 13th through the 24th. Visit scstatefair.org for more information. And again, keep watching and listening for your chance to win tickets to the South Carolina State Fair. Nancy Smith, General Manager, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for all that the State Fair does, and for for being conscientious about the times and making taking those extra precautionary measures so that people can feel safe and have fun at the State Fair this year. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Thank you, Trey. It's always a pleasure to be with you, and we appreciate everything you folks do for us at the fair as well.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, scstatefair.org, scstatefair.org for more information so you can find your moment at the South Carolina State Fair.
Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and Coping with COVID. Updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC. Healthy people, healthy communities. In It Together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC, In It Together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping